El año pasado estuve 322 días viajando. Volé 350.000 millas. La luna está a 250. Todas las cosas que odiáis de viajar para mí son detalles que me hacen sentir en casa.
Bienvenido de nuevo, señor Bingham.
Up in the Air is about a traveling businessman, played by George Clooney, who travels around the country firing people for a living. And my character comes in and wants to change the way that their company does business so that no one flies anymore. And so we don't get along very well at first because he's sort of found a very suitable way of life for himself, being completely isolated. And I would sort of force him to have, human interaction for the first time in a long time.
Nos ha llegado una joven sensacional de Cornell, Natalie Kinner. Enséñale de qué va esto.
No soy un guía turístico.
Este es el barco y este eres tú. ¿Quieres estar a bordo?
Sí, solo.
Enséñale los encantos de este trabajo.
¿Qué?
Sígueme. No te coloques detrás de los viejos. Sus cuerpos llevan metal escondido y no parecen apreciar el poco tiempo que les queda. Premio. Asiáticos. Van ligeros de equipaje, viajan de modo eficiente y llevan zapatos sin cordones.
Eso es racista.
Soy como mi madre. Los etiqueto. Es más rápido.
I mean, the script overall is beautiful, and I think the really special thing for me was the idea of a character who's female and 23 and has no romantic storyline, and her character doesn't revolve around a boy, which is incredibly rare for screenplays. And she's just sort of complicated and messed up and has this incredible, journey, but at no point does it involve a dude. It's terrifying at first, knowing that one of the most famous people in the world is going to work with you every day, or you're going to work with him every day. But he sort of goes out of his way to make people comfortable because, he sort of makes everyone uncomfortable. I think has an incredible skill for making people feel like you've known him forever and it's okay to just be yourself.
Explícame lo de las millas. ¿Eso de qué va?
Pretendo acumular tantas millas como pueda.
¿Cuántas tienes? ¿Una cosa así? ¿O sí?
No quiero fardar.
Esto es muy sexy. A los dos nos pone ser tips de la aerolínea.
Qué buena idea lo del toallero.
El armario es más excitante.
I know that he's talked about the idea that Natalie is based on a lot of really, really intelligent women that he has fallen in love with over the years, including his wife, and that he has found these women to be frustrated by, being the smartest person in the room all the time, and then to eventually find out that everything isn't sort of going to work out for them the way that they expected to, particularly in their personal lives, that they've been so ambitious and they've done all the right things and have been working so hard their whole lives only to kind of find out that they might not be able to have it all. I think that, eventually she sort of figures out that what she thinks she wants is probably not the best thing for her. But I think that's one of the things that makes this movie really special, is that it's about, people who think they have it all figured out, and then over the course of the movie, discover that their respective philosophies are kind of BS for the most part, and kind of confronting that for the first time. So I think Natalie starts out thinking that she knows exactly what she wants, and then realizing that she has no idea.
¿Qué clase de relación tenéis?
¿Has experimentado la sensación de mirar a alguien y sentir que está viendo tu alma mientras el mundo se queda en silencio?
Sí.
Ya, pues yo no.
Tu forma de vivir te mantiene aislado.
¿Aislado si estoy rodeado?
¿No debería estar consolándome?
Soy un toque de atención, es como volver a nacer.
La forma de vida que te has creado hace prácticamente imposible que puedas conectar con alguien.
When you're working with Jason Reitman and George Clooney and Vera Farmiga, and you've never been in a film on this scale, and you've never been the youngest one on set before, it sort of feels like you're constantly trying to prove yourself. I was sort of every day leading up to filming, which was unfortunately months, I was just certain that today was going to be the day that they call me and fire me and I'm not going to be a part of the film. The fittings and the camera tests and the table read, just every day I was like, today's the day, I'm totally getting fired. I'm from Maine and I'm in a movie with George Clooney, this makes no sense. But, then you get on set and Jason and George and Vera are so cool and you just feel like you've known them forever and, you feel like you have a place working on a film. we shot the scenes where we fire J.K. Simmons and, you know, George fires Zach Galifianakis and Tamala Jones. And actually what they did is they shot the real people. They shot them documentary style. And George and I were not in the room for that, and they edited that in later. And at one point, actually, because they were doing that while we were filming, and I think the people didn't really know that it was for a film. They didn't know that it was George Clooney, or, you know, I think that's how they got such genuine performances out of them, that they were just shooting it like it was a documentary. And and at one point I was sort of thinking like, oh, should I ask to sit in on some of this so I kind of get an idea? It was my sort of, you know, method acting moment, and then I sort of realized how inappropriate it would be for me to use people's real life experiences as my kind of actory research. So I was just sort of surprised and interested to see how it edited together. Obviously I think it edited together quite beautifully if you thought we were actually in the room.
Si os paráis a pensar en vuestros mejores recuerdos, en los momentos clave de vuestra vida, ¿estabais solos? La vida es mejor en compañía.
No tengo claro cuánto durará todo este trajín. No, eso ni me lo planteo, es viejo.